Hey there, fellow founders. Are you looking to unlock the secrets behind rapid business growth? Join my vibrant meetup group where we dive into masterclasses on game-changing strategies every single month. We've tackled topics like building a lean marketing engine, crafting killer lead magnets, and leveraging gateway offers to sell high-ticket offers. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next one. Come share your experiences, learn from the best, and let's grow together. Sign up and be part of the next masterclass by going to events.sarahnoelblock.com. That's events.sarahnoelblock.com. Welcome to Tiny Marketing. This is Sarah Noel Block, and this is the podcast that helps B2B service businesses do more with less. Learn lean, actionable, organic marketing strategies you can implement today. No fluff, just powerful growth tactics that work. Ready to scale smarter? Hit that subscribe button and start growing your business with Tiny Marketing.
It will come through you.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to introduce yourself to the audience? I always have my guests do it because you're going to do so much better of a job than me.
Oh my God, I hate it when they ask me to do it. I'm just kidding. So no. Sarah and I was just talking about this before as two introverts, like how certain things in business we definitely feel uncomfortable with. And this, I will say, is one of them, which was really funny. Side story for the audience, when I had to record the audio of my book.
So you were the narrator.
So you're literally standing there reading your own words, and it's so not like natural, and it also felt so narcissistic on a level. And like you have to put all of that stuff, like it's just like how I was in my own way, and I was like, get over it. Nobody is going to think about it this way.
And pretty much all nonfiction books are like the audiobook narrator is the author. Like every single time. So no one's going to think that about you.
No, it's like you need to get over it. But what was really funny to me, we're totally segueing into something else, is like, I prefer it when it's the author doing it, right? With the exception of, and I love you, Tony Robbins, but please get someone else to read your book. That's such a rough voice to listen to.
I've never listened to one of his books.
Oh, you need to go to a vocal coach. I love you. I really do. If you hear this is not like, this is some feedback.
I'm sure
from the listening audience, because obviously he's a phenomenal business coach and person that we all look up to, which brings us to, let's do my intro. So hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us today. Thank you so much, Sarah, for having me. So if you're looking at the screen going, how does one pronounce that name? It is Hanneke, just like the Jewish holiday, but no, not Jewish. And but it has South African roots. So I am a business coach and consultant. And I'm also a award-winning entrepreneur and a best-selling author. And I mainly work with service-based entrepreneurs to help them to scale in a way that brings them more profits and freedom. And usually the folks that come and find me are around that like $1 million mark. Things have gotten really complex in your business and you've plateaued out and you are like, oh my word, if I have to hustle harder, I'm going to break. So that's usually where I come in and I show you that you do not have to hustle harder to build a big and beautiful, successful business.
And another little side note for our audience, you were my first coach.
I didn't know I was the first.
Yes, you were my first.
Now I feel extra special.
So I have talked endlessly to my audience about how I burned out at the beginning of my business. And I just like burned the whole thing to the ground and just tried to start something a little bit new. And that's when I came to you. I was like, I got so many clients so quickly and I don't know how to handle it. So I came to you and you helped me with that.
Yay. I'm so glad. Yes. And I remember you coming to us and, we had a mastermind running at the time and you were just such a beautiful addition. And I loved what we got to work on with you and really which is what I really love doing with people. I like looking at the business owner and then building the business around the needs, the desires, and the lifestyle that the business owner wants versus corporate America thinking of like, this is how we build businesses, this is how we scale them, and you just have to fall in line and follow this cookie cutter strategic method.
Yeah, you were the
Yeah.
first person to introduce me to human design too. I had never heard of it before that. And it
Yeah.
comes up all the time now. What is this? 5 years later, I think. It comes up fairly regularly. And something that you taught me when I was in your mastermind, like, was a question in one of the Slack groups I'm part of last week. And I was like,
Oh,
well, it was
literally.
like such a simple thing that solved so many problems. It was have a team meeting with your freelancers every week so you guys can get on the same page and make sure the projects are running smoothly. And I was
Yeah.
like, but can I? They're my freelancers, they're not employees. And you're like, no, you can.
Yes, you
And it
can
made me
define that
stick.
as their client. You are allowed to demand that time of them.
Yes. And I'm
Obviously,
still
you can
working with the same ones.
I love. See, it's because you did those meetings. It just helps everybody.
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Yes. So today we're talking about something similar to that. So when you are growing, everybody ends up feeling those growing pains. Your business hits a certain spot and you're like, okay, I was one person and I was just doing my thing. But now it's grown to the point where maybe I need to scale. I need to think about my offer differently. I need to structure my team differently. And we're talking about, so in your notes, exactly, you have 5 proven steps that fuel immediate growth and unlock more free time. And the
Yeah.
free time is, I think, the thing that a lot of people struggle with
Yes, yes. And I think at the beginning, people are like, I don't need free time. I don't want to go sit on a beach and do blah, blah, blah.
until you
And that's,
do.
yes, I would like that. But a lot of entrepreneurs are like, no, but I want to do blah, 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 blah. It's just showing me how addicted they are to hustle culture.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there and going like, but I don't, what would I do with this free time? It's not always so that you can go sit on a beach.
Mhm.
We literally need you to operate differently if you're going to scale like bigger. And this is where that first point comes in, is where we need to give you a promotion. It sounds so simple. You're like, of course. But it's literally the shift from being an owner operator, to being the leader in your business. And very often that it's not going to come natural, especially with the folks that I work with. Like, it is usually the service provider who, like yourself, accidentally just grew it into something way bigger than they thought it was going to be. Sometimes intentionally, but then all of a sudden they run into issues because now they are still wanting to show up as the operator and stay in that day-to-day level where they're literally just confusing their team and themselves and causing a lot of aggravation. And they really want to step into this, oh, I am now the leader of this business, and I call it a promotion is because your job description is going to look way different. What you're going to do daily is going to look way different. And you're still going to work hard, but that hard work is going to look very different than when you were an operator. And then, of course, the first thing that we say then is like, stop doing it alone. That's the second thing. Stop doing it alone. And this is so difficult because, again, we've been conditioned. Like, think about it. They'll say to people, they're a self-made millionaire. Nobody on this planet, including the richest, are self-made. They had people along the way that bought their stuff. So your customers are part of how you become successful, but so is your team. So are the people who start to help you to do stuff. And this is very difficult if you've been the operator and you literally know how to do everything in your business. That like, oh, it will go faster if I do it alone. If I
Oh,
just
that's like
quickly.
probably the first thing that you hear when you're telling people that.
True story. Like, I do it all I'm like, this will just go. I'm like, no, I'm not really going against what I preach. And then, you get like, stop. And usually when you're when you're doing that stop doing it alone, it's showing us to something that I'll talk about later, that you probably have B players on in your team, or the wrong people in your business, or in the wrong seats. So then that leads us to that third proven step to help you to unlock immediate growth and free time. And that is investing, like Sarah did, in accountability and support. And this can feel very indulgent. It can feel very, I don't have the money, like, especially, coaches are not cheap. Support is not cheap. Being reliable or responsible for someone else's livelihood can feel very like, oh my word, that's a lot. It's again why we need to help you with point one of giving you that promotion, shifting you into that leadership thinking mode. But really investing in accountability to help you to achieve these things faster and easier. And then from there, it's about releasing control. Another thing that's very difficult to do if you have always done a lot of the stuff in your business by yourself. And it's really this shift that needs to happen here for people usually is that, like, it's now bigger than you. The vision now needs to go bigger than what you thought it was. And you really have to kind of release it and let it become, I always joke, like, this is where your business is your baby. We're sending that baby to Harvard, and now Harvard is going to support us, right? Like, my Harvard graduate baby is now going to support mama. That's what you want to kind of think about. So then, and then from there is the thing that I had spoken about way at the beginning here already, is the releasing the idea that you're going to have to work double as hard to make double your income. That's very true, I would say, up until you hit like six figures, multiple six figures, you can still do that. But at some point, like at that multiple six figure mark, you're going to have to shift that thinking and that behavior. And it's actually something that I talk about in my book, is how we get different results. It's like this science fact formula that I created, in you having to shift your beliefs so that you can shift your actions so that we can get a different outcome. But you staying stuck in that double hard to double income is very much working against you.
Yeah, I would believe that the reason that you get pushback on that is because you're working with service providers, and a lot of them started their business because they're good at their thing. They are good at whatever it is that they provide the service for. And then they have to have a completely different mind shift. Like, I'm this thing that I tied my identity to for so long is no longer my thing, and I have to lead a business. So it's like seeing yourself in a different light.
Very different light. Yes, yes. And even to that point is like, this shift that has to happen is also this, am I going to lose quality? Like, a lot of people will be like, but my team is me. Like, I'm sitting in all these meetings with these big other companies. They're referring to the companies, but then they refer to me as my name. And I'm like, that's because you're on every call still. You should not be on the call. But that's difficult, right? Like, what is the quality control that needs to happen?
Mhm.
And will I be, it's an objection too to scaling. Like, I want to scale, but I don't want to lose the quality of the service. And therefore, I have to be in control and do it all.
Yeah, you have to be so strategic when you start adding team members in. I
Yes.
know that that is something that I struggled with when I started adding people in, is quality control. Like, how
Yeah.
do I make sure that it's all at the level that it was when it was me doing the work? And there were definitely points where I was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't working out. I need to find a new way. And that was
Exactly.
still at the point because I was hiring people when I was with you. So that's something that we worked on together.
Yeah, yeah, and I know, right? And it's so easy. We're like, oh, my team's expanding. I'm just gonna hire another mini me, or I'm just gonna, we forget that there's a science to hiring. And also it's very normal. And I want to shout this from the rooftops. It is so normal to hire the wrong people when you start hiring. And don't let that mean that you're doing it wrong or that this doesn't work for my business type or my industry. That's not what's happening there. It really is just you have to learn and get a formula for identifying exactly who it is that you need to hire. And then you have to come up with those interview questions to figure out if this person's really a fit energetically, from a vision perspective, etc.
Yeah. That is, I have found that I have had super luck with 99% of my hires. I've had like amazing people that I've been with for years.
Love
It's
it.
always when I'm rushing. Like, I
Yes.
got an influx of clients at the same time and I needed support yesterday.
Yes. Yes. And that's
That's when I
usually
make
when it happens. Like that's, we have beautiful examples of massive companies that run into these issues, right? Uber, WeWork, like think of massive companies that you think there should
I
be.
watched the show on Uber and all the mistakes they made. It was so good.
Right? So please know that everybody and their mom who runs a business makes massive mistakes. But that's the only way we learn and grow. Like you kind of have to allow yourself to have those mistakes and not make that mean that you're somehow failing as a business owner or that you shouldn't be a business owner.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a good segue into talking about the mistakes that people often make when they're scaling, or not even necessarily scaling, but growing. So
Yeah.
what do you see most often happen where you're like, this is easily solvable?
So this is going to sound so silly, but it is really funny to me how often it happens is there was enough clarity on the vision wasn't created. It was an idea, but the idea wasn't fully fleshed out or really thought about and methodically planned out. And
Let's
or
pause for 1 second.
yeah,
Is it the vision of the business or the vision of the role?
the vision of the business. So
Oh,
where
okay.
we are going. What do we want this business to become? Um, you know, and that's like really, really clear to where it's like, this is what we're committing to.
Hey there, amazing founders. Ready to take your business to the next level? Join our Gateway Offer Challenge and watch your sales soar. In this challenge, you'll get mini Gateway Offer trainings to perfect your offers. Learn how to structure your documentation so it sells for you. Create buzz around your offer and identify eager clients with our sales training. Plus, get exclusive outreach templates that take the guesswork out of prospecting. And because selling should be fun, we've gamified this challenge. Who can sell the most gateway offers? And let's not forget, you'll also learn how to effortlessly upsell to your signature offer. Ready to level up? Join the Gateway Offer Challenge today. Your business will thank you. Go to challenge.sarahnoelblock.com. That is CHALLENGE.SARAHNOELBLOCK.com.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, and then understand, and the reason why people don't do it, I so see why people don't do it, because number one, you want to get it perfect, right? You got to get the right vision. Is this the right vision for the business? Two, is this possible? Like all the
Like
main
imposter syndrome.
yeah, like
Are these dreams too big?
yeah, are these dreams too big? Is little me going to be able to handle this? Like, so that's where vision can get blurry, and or you're not reconnecting to your vision enough. So you kind of had your planning session and then you completely forget about it and you're just like start running. And then 3 months down the line, you're like, oh my God, we've started running over here. And I didn't even notice it because big things came up that I thought was important. And I kind of lost sight of where we were going. And the reason why vision is so important is because every single decision that you make should tie back into, is this getting me closer to that vision or not? And that vision includes, like, for the health of my business, my employees, and myself, right? Did we even go that deep on the vision of the business?
At what point do you think people need to think about the vision? Because the companies that you're working with, they may not have ever known that they needed a vision beyond the thing that they do.
Yes, yes. So from day one, right? We all
Oh,
done. No. So here's what I mean with that, right? Right. Sometimes the vision is as simple as, this year I'm going to make, in the beginning, it will be something like, this year I'm going to make $100,000.
yeah.
Right. That's usually where it starts. Or, I just want to replace my income with whatever you were doing before. That's usually where it starts. But then what often happens is we start to negotiate and compensate and, like, compromise, because either we're missing certain milestones, and then we rework the vision because it must be wrong.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I see what you mean by vision. Like, even when I was freelancing and still working corporate, I had a vision. I was like, I want my freelance to cover my daycare costs because my kids were little then.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So that's a vision. That is vision. If that's as simple as it is, like, that's beautiful. But now you have the vision. So now let's work it back. Then every single decision needs to be, will this replace my daycare costs or not? Will this get me closer to that? And then very often you want to check back in with the vision to go, is this still important to me? Does this still pertain?
Yeah, that is really valuable. I hope everybody pauses right here and just thinks for a second if they do, like, to use the vision that you have for your business as a lens for all of the questions that come up, all of the forks in the road that come up. Does this road get me closer to the vision that I have?
Exactly. So it's really just acts as a North Star.
Yeah.
And very much like a rainbow, right? We're going to walk towards the rainbow, but the rainbow is going to keep moving. That's going to happen with your business as it gets bigger. You're never going to hit
You're not going to find that
rainbow.
rainbow.
No. Right? You're never going to hit the pot of gold, because human desire is such that we are born to desire more. And so that's very important that you have that vision, which now directly pulls me into, I didn't even write this down, but this is also a pitfall, in that we are not, as entrepreneurs, wired to give ourselves high fives and go, oh my God, fucking, excuse my French, I rock.
It's okay. Explicit is marked on my
Oh,
podcast.
okay. I'm sorry. I worked on Wall Street. This is what I left over. Mom, I love you. I'm sorry. Anyway, so basically, you really want to make sure that you. I've lost my train of thought now.
I didn't write this down, and now that's a problem.
Oh my God. Yes, I did it. So anyway, so the vision, and then, so now you're like, it will come to me.
Yeah.
I didn't say a lot about it. You guys heard it. If you have questions about it, I'm going to ask you a little bit more. This is my perimenopause brain kicking in. A thought is here, it's gone. But then the next thing about it, is the leadership, right? This is what it was. Giving yourself high fives. See, I knew it was going to come back.
That was it.
Celebrate your wins, right? So we hardly ever take a moment to go, because the rainbow moved again, because we're so ambitious. We don't go, hey, I did arrive where the rainbow was, and it is pretty amazing here. And I learned a lot of lessons, and I did this. You created this. And you get to celebrate that, because as entrepreneurs, we're high achieving individuals, right? Super high achieving. And there used to be the word overachievers. I don't like using that word, because it is that, like, we're achieving more than we are capable of. That's bullshit, right? Like, you can totally we are such creative humans, and we have infinite possibilities of what we can achieve, and we get to decide what we want and how we want to, where we want to achieve. So remembering that is super important, which is why investing in leadership, in your leadership development, or personal development, is the best thing that you can do as a business owner, because the more you grow, the more your business will grow. And very often, again, because of price tags and not bidding on ourselves, we're like, oh, I'm not ready yet. Or I'll do that next year when I have the money in the bank. Honey, you're never going to grow a business if you continue to work that. The people that I work with, like the amount of like risk that you have to get comfortable with is astonishing. And
It
it's
is not for the faint of heart.
well, it's not for the faint. I'm like, literally, my husband and I bought a fixer this year. We are both entrepreneurs. We, listen to this, doubled our cost of living. Okay, buying this house. And we had to sit there, and the projections didn't look so good for both of us at the beginning of the year. And it was like, well, are we going to bid on ourselves or what? Because now we're just going to have to do this. And making that decision was really rough. I won't lie. And like, even I've invested in business coaches when I was making less than six figures, where I literally was like, I have no idea how I'm going to pay this person, but I know when I take a bid on myself, things happen. Like,
Mhm.
I make it work. And that is something that I really wish entrepreneurs can really lean into more, is that you know how to make money, trust yourself, you're going to figure it out. But it's going to take that commitment, and it's going to take that vision, and it's going to take giving yourself high fives. The other pitfall and like mistake that keep people stuck is this loyalty to B players. This especially happens when we've had our business for a while and we have people on our team that in the beginning or at a certain point helped us a lot, and we are good people. And now we feel a sense of, I can't let this person go. And by doing that, you are creating a lot of turmoil in your business, but you're also like not scaling your bandwidth, because now all of a sudden you've got to micromanage this person, and or a whole bunch of things happen in your business that could be better if you release this person with love and light and all the things. Like, it doesn't need to get nasty or mean.
Yeah.
But you really want to start to think about who on your team is not an A player. That is literally how Netflix stays Netflix. They get rid of you if you're not A gaming the whole time. Then from there, the other pitfall that I see a lot is business owners know that they need SOPs and these standard procedures, but they are either looking for the perfect, like something like
Like the perfect procedure.
procedure
Like,
or
this
what.
isn't perfect yet. Why would I document it?
Exactly. But your systems and your SOPs are very much like a website. It's a breathing document. It's always going to change. And then a lot of entrepreneurs also will go, well, it's all up here. Like, they don't even think about like all this stuff that lives up here, that it can all be systematized. And if you get a really good executive assistant to help you, trust me, she's going to be, or they're going to be able to help you. And then the final pitfall is this fear of success, which sounds so like, but I want success. But very often, if you're still in that mindset of like, I'm going to have to work double as hard, it's going to be double as complicated to make double the income, then you're like, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to handle that as an individual. Very valid, but that's why you want to make that switch and
Yeah,
really
valid, but it's also not a necessary thing. Like, you don't have to do it all by yourself.
no, you get to choose, and there are steps and ways and people that can help you to not have to do it that way.
Yeah. That all of this was definitely me.
Yes, yes. But again, and I love that I mean, it was me as well. Like it's all of us. This is natural to want to operate like that. And also that's why I want to say, like, there's nothing wrong with you if you're operating your business like this. It's normal.
Yeah.
99.9% of entrepreneurs think like that.
Yeah, and it's like there's just a lot of mindset shit that you have to go through in order to get to that place. Like
Exactly.
a lot of people are risk adverse. A lot of people think that only they can do the thing that they do. So it's so easily to fall into all of these traps.
Yeah. And that's sort of why you want to, as a business owner, like even I was reading something about Elon Musk the other day. Now, he doesn't strike me as the most mindset driven person ever. But yet, what he said, I was like, oh no, he definitely has done some form of something to have that insight. Right. So even like Steve Jobs, did you know that he lived in an ashram in the
No.
70s? Right. So these very big business people, like these genius minds of our time, for lack of a better word, they all know, like, yes, strategy is really, really important, but you got to do a lot of mind bending and warping to be able to get yourself there. And so that means you got to rewire the way that you think about your business and about what's possible and about
And yourself.
who. Yes. Like, who do you want to become? Who can you become? Some coaches often ask like who do you want to become? But how about like if we shift that and go, who can we become in this journey? What is possible for you if you were
Yeah.
to let go of all these self-imposing limits that you're setting for yourself?
That was like a huge thing for me when people started to come to me for just my brain. Like they didn't want me to do execution. They just wanted my brain. And it took a while for me to wrap my mind around the fact that, like, wait, so you just want to know what strategy I would use for that instead of doing the thing. Like,
Yes. Right?
make
There's
work.
value in that. Like understand, and that's who you like sort of, who you can become for your team, where you become the brain and they become the executors.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I've done on the retainer side of my business. I am
Yes.
just the brain. I no longer do the execution.
Love that. I love that. Now it also makes sense. Like, the other thing that you were telling me about what you're focusing on, the Tiny Marketing Club,
Yeah.
while you have the bandwidth to run that and to also be busy with that. And
Yeah.
that's what people need to understand is like all these things is that we can unlock bandwidth for you, because when we unlock bandwidth, you can make more money, because the most valuable thing on an entrepreneur is this. You
Mhm.
have an incredible mind with incredibly profitable ideas. And unless you don't get very clear on your vision, because if you're just ideaing it off to your team the whole time, that can drive them nuts as well. But if you don't, open yourself up to even have space to have those ideas and creative solutions, then you're also stunting your growth and your profitability.
Yeah, absolutely. Earlier, you were talking about, well, I don't want to spend my time on the beach. But it's like this is actually what you can be doing with that extra time is starting a new offer that is just more scalable. So you can have the business that's already established and then something new.
Exactly. And then there will be something else. And
And then something else and something else.
exactly. And then before you know it, we'll be at your house and your mansion having a party.
Ooh, ooh. So the
Uh,
last thing on our list for this conversation is the entrepreneurial map
yeah.
that leads to higher profits. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So
What does
it's a
this map
lot of,
look like? Hand it to me.
yeah. So it's called the Scale Freedom Framework. And it's basically the map that I've created over the years of just, I think I've been in business now. Not I think, I know I've been in business now for 12 years, working with entrepreneurs. And through working with them, I condensed everything that I've done and that's worked and that I know firsthand is how these brilliant minds create these beautiful businesses down into the Scale Freedom Framework. So the S of the scale is strategic vision and scalable growth planning. So again, we talked about vision, we talked about how important it is and that you define it, but also that growth planning. Is it scalable? Is what you're wanting to do simple, strategic, scalable? And then from there, it's confident leadership mindset mapping. Again, really working on you as an individual, your ability to succeed and the shifts that has to happen to support that, along with the leader that you want to become. What kind of a leader are you? And as I mentioned, I usually work with what is already in your wheelhouse, like I did with Sarah. Like, who is she already? How does she operate? I do look a little bit at your human design for that, but I keep a couple of other things in mind as well. And then you can grow from there. And then it is the aligned team hiring and management strategy. So again, you have to know who you want to hire, and there needs to be strategy behind what you're doing. And then there's the leveraged financial strategy that I do with folks. And this is what we were just talking about of once we've unlocked this bandwidth, what else is possible? But also, are you keeping your business financially healthy? So are we doing things like cash flow management? Do you have the right accountant? Do you have a good bookkeeper? Like what's happening in the back office with your finances? Are you someone who likes looking at your numbers or know your numbers? And like I work with a lot of entrepreneurs who are just like, I don't want to look at it. Like,
My CFO forces me to look every month.
yes, right. And like, because what you focus on expands. So, and the thing that I love about this financial strategy part is I do a lot of money mindset with people, but I also provide you with like a super back of the napkin, so simple way of looking at your finances. Because a lot of times when we go and speak to people like financial planners and our CPAs and things like that, we're like, oh, no, I know nothing about money.
Yeah, I don't know what this means.
You're like, what does he mean? Like, I don't know. Right. So helping you to really get confident in that and just like really grounding into you're a badass business owner and what you don't know, we can ask. We can give you the confidence to ask, but also we're going to help you to really get a simple way to understand your numbers. And then finally, it's the efficient systems and scalable operations. So once again, like, can we make things easier, faster, quicker? How do you do that? And that is the Scale Freedom Framework that I implement with my clients while I'm working with them.
Boom. So you're looking at, sounds like first you're looking at like the strategy, the mindset stuff, just everything that's up here. And then you go deeper into like the team dynamics. Who do you need to be able to get to that vision, the operations and streamlining those pieces of it?
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of like, and then I have people who just have me on retainer and those conversations, like indefinitely, I'm just sort of part of their team. And a lot of those conversations are more about team management strategy and scalability. And then we literally just refine everything that we just spoke about of the Scale Freedom Framework. We just keep, adding to it and making it bigger.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, how can people find you and work with you?
Right. So there's a variety of ways. Number one, I have a free assessment called the Business Acceleration. Is it what it's called? What is it called again? What is my own thing called?
Let me see if you put in the form.
I think I did.
Business Acceleration Assessment.
There we go. I was on the right thing. So that is a quick way how you can see, where are you? Are you still like in the doer mode of your business, or have you jumped to the fixer part, or have you turned into the leader? And then I give you strategies and tips of how to move yourself up the ladder. so that eventually you become the leader. If you are a reader, you are more than welcome to get my book, The Up Level Project. It's available anywhere in the world from any bookstore. You can order it, or you can get to Amazon and get it there. And like I said earlier, you can listen to me reading it to you, and then you can have a little chuckle in how uncomfortable I felt.
Yeah, knowing that you were hating it.
Knowing that I was like, for like the first chapter. And then from there, if you're looking for one-on-one support in your business and you're ready to like really scale your company, if you're in the Boston area, I have a retreat coming up on October 17th, which you're more than welcome to come and attend. Or you can come and visit my website, book a discovery Q&A call with me, and we can see what it is that you need and who you're looking for and how I can help.
Perfect. I am going to put all of those links in the show notes, so they will be available.
You'll love it.
And thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. You're such a good interviewer. I will say I haven't done one of these in a while, and like it's always like you're a little like, oh my God, am I gonna? And then you're just such a lovely interviewer.
Thank you.
I was like, this is gonna be fine.
It's chill.
It's very chill. So thank you, all our listeners. Thank you, Sarah, for providing this beautiful podcast. I know I've seen quite a few people to listen to it or people to it, and they always go, oh my word, so many good insights, tips, and strategies. So thank you for providing this to the listeners.
I appreciate that. You love all things tiny marketing. Head down to the show notes page and sign up for the wait list to join the Tiny Marketing Club, where you get to work one-on-one with me with trainings, feedback, and pop-up coaching that will help you scale your marketing as a B2B service business. So I'll see you over in the club.